It is one of my most favorite segments of the show, Friday Chat, because it's really easy. It's everything and anything goes. It's up close and personal. This morning, we're joined in studio for our Friday Chat by some lovely individuals. You've seen them on TV, especially on the Morning Express show recently. They joined our team. Ian Wafula, Sharon Momanyi. Good morning, peoples.
Good morning, Sophia.
How do you all look cheekily smiling at me?
Remain cheekily smiling. That was quite an intro.
I love this part because it's really one of those,
uptight.
Who stole those funds? Or, very serious. It's easy and people get to see a different side of you. But you recently joined us here at KTN Family. Welcome. Yeah, we love new people. So the new kids on the block. So let's begin, pretty much.
Yeah.
Well, there may be another newer one since. But since you came, how's that experience been, Ian?
Well, it's been good. First of all, I started as an intern, and I must say it was quite the ride because KTN offers you everything, and you're treated like a reporter. They don't care whether you're an intern. You get to go for all these sorts of assignments, and you get to do, big stories that you wouldn't think.
Thrown into the deep sea, which is.
Yeah.
Because I remember, like, my first day, I was just told to report to I&M, and then we'll know what happens from there. And immediately I was sent for quite a big story at the time, I thought, because there was something like a Muthangari robbery and all. There's so many cops, and I was thinking, what?
What?
I'm just an intern.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What had been your expectation ahead of coming here? Is it something you'd been looking forward to? Then you come, and then was your expectation met, exceeded, or perhaps you're like, guys?
The expectation of an intern outside there is you're told that you'll be going to serve tea in the newsroom and all these shoddy kind of things that
the other reporters will be like, carry from that tripod.
Do this and do that, wipe my desk and stuff like that. Luckily I didn't get to do that.
Okay, Sharon?
Yeah, pretty much. It's been a journey. I've been here 11 months now, actually. We'll be commemorating my anniversary, like in the next month.
Yeah.
It's been quite an edifying experience, so to speak, just to be able to interact with news sources and different kinds of issues and different kinds of people. So it's been a great experience. It's actually, I could say it's more than expected. Just like Ian, you expected, like, when you come, it would take you like forever to actually get to do your own story and all that. But I came, and I think I just took like only 2 weeks to be shadowing. It's called shadowing. You have to go with a reporter to the field and all that, and then I was just let to fly. And I think KTN actually really nurtures you because like the editors would tell you when you're sent out for an assignment, you have this brief, this is what you expected. And if you have an idea outside of that, they actually embrace it and can advise you on how to actually go about that. So I've had a very nice experience.
Okay, so it began as internship and now you're on the job. Getting into it, is this something you wanted all along, or is it at some point here and you're like, okay, let's try this media thing for a while and see how it goes? Or since you were a child, you're watching the likes of the peeps we've seen for a very long time and said, I want to be there someday?
Actually, I somehow knew that this was the right path because by the time I was around in class 8, so to say, I already knew I wanted to go to Daystar University, and I ended up there doing communication. So I'm at the right place.
You're at the right place. So where does it go for you? What is it you want to get out of all this experience, media and all?
I want to inform people, educate and entertain.
Ish, Mr. Informer.
Informer. Okay.
Well, basically that's what we're here to do, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Are you going to show, how will you entertain us?
Exactly.
I know.
This is a platform you could.
This is quite the platform to show us your entertainment skills.
Well.
All right.
Maybe not. Maybe not. Sharon, was this from the very beginning what it is you wanted? I know you also had Daystar, Daystar children.
Oh yes.
Oh yes. Is it also what you wanted all along, and how did it? Was it a straight path to media, or did it have its own, turns here and there?
It is what I always wanted to do. And when I realized, because when I got out of Daystar, it was a while back, I'm actually quite an old senior compared to
senior
this young chap.
She takes that title.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
So I graduated in 2011 from Daystar. But I got this opportunity to work in a company as a manager, actually. And it had this opportunity. It was offering a lot, you know, when you're just getting out of campus and then you're slapped by this kind of paycheck.
Yeah.
And I just immediately ran for that and worked there for 2 years. But I always had this burden in my heart that I really wanted to tell stories. I wanted to go out there and this is what I always wanted to do. And so I kept saying that I'm just going to do this for a while and then go out there and maybe start out on this storytelling journey.
Yes.
But while I was there, you know, you're comfortable and there's that security of being in a job. And so I just kept postponing that. And so you know what? I just decided at one point I'm going to quit. And then when you're jobless, maybe the pressure is a little, it's a little too much.
Yeah.
And I was actually lucky because just within 2 months of my quitting, I learned from my former lecturer in Daystar that KTN was looking for internships. And so I applied, and of course I had this mentality that, which is true, that there's so many applications sent in there and all that. So it was just a gamble. But luckily I was called back, and 11 months later, this is it.
Yeah,
and I love it. I do not regret it for a bit.
And it's an amazing story because here you were a manager getting a lot of money, you know, job security, you can pay your bills and everything, and yet you're living day by day, but there's something nudging at you.
Exactly.
There's you're not content. You're still feeling there's some different path you should be on. And it takes a lot of courage.
It does.
To be able to step from that, because everybody's looking for that security. Everybody's looking for that, you know, pay my bills, food on the table.
And it was, I think so many people thought I was just crazy.
I remember thinking,
you know the story. Because everybody's like, people are looking for jobs. Sharon. You're leaving a job, and quite you know, a good job at that. And I was like, you know, I'm not gonna do this if every day I'm wondering what would I do with this kind of opportunity. So I said, and I thank my family and my friends because they supported me. You know, when you're throwing yourself out there, no money and all that, and so they supported me to follow my dreams.
Wow.
And it helps if you just follow your passion, because maybe I'm not earning as much, but I'm very
at least compared to what you were earning before.
But I'm very
You're gonna get there after 1 year anniversary, I'm sure.
But I'm very like, I'm happy to wake up and do this every morning.
And I love that, because I think that's what it's about, when you're happy every day, because I find that very many people stuck in jobs they hate, even in marriages or relations, you know, all manner of situations, and it takes a whole great deal of courage. So awesome that you're here, and excited about it. We should have a 1 year celebration coming together.
2nd of April is the date.
2nd of April, after Fool's Day.
You know,
that's what you last We're like, no, follow us, man.
Yes, feel free to start preparing. You know,
we shall.
As that surprise.
As the Morning Express team, indeed, we shall appreciate your great efforts. Ian, most people look at people on TV. You're a young man. I remember I was putting you on the spot the other day.
Yeah, you really pressured me. I was just sweating beneath my coat.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No, because you see, when people look at sometimes guys on TV, they just imagine, okay, this young-looking, good-looking young man, turn that around. You know, who is he? Where does he come from? What is he like? What makes him tick? Talk to those people right now.
Reach out to that source. The kind of pressure that I didn't want to come into. And I'm just telling Sharon that I know Sophia is out to get me. So where do you want me to start?
Okay. Yeah, that was quite a heavy question.
Yeah.
Let's begin with, what do you do when you're not working? When you're not here, you know, busy day running around, chasing that story, informing us and entertaining us in ways we want to discover. What does Ian do?
I have this group of guys who call ourselves Wanaume from church. So did you see Sharon's look?
Never mind, just forget me.
So we get to hang out and talk about relationship stuff, social stuff, and it's quite good. Other than that, I watch a lot of movies and series and all that. So most of the time, I'm always spending my weekend indoors because through the week, I've like had a run.
Okay.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit more. Yes, I know. Tell us a little bit more. Let me move closer about the one over.
Sounds like, you know, whatever. There's this group of, what are they called?
You're the only one who knows them.
Anyway, TMK, yes, exactly.
Is it the dance?
Yeah, they have this move.
Yeah. Come on, yo.
Yeah, that's one. That's
that kind of.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Basically, we talk about manly stuff that I don't think I'm willing to discuss.
Do men have issues? I mean, imagine
like you need to form a group of women.
Because you know, I was having a conversation yesterday with some guys, part of the team, and we're talking about how it's very easy when you're preparing for a show. Women will talk about so many things and say women have issues, but hey, everybody has issues. Men, when you ask them, so what issues do men grapple with? They're like, no issues. But yeah, talk to us, take us through at least one of the things you guys will talk about.
Encourage each other, or you talk about hot topics, discuss how you're going to inform the public.
You know the owners are watching.
Yeah, I know they're watching. Yeah, so, like two of us in that group are already into relationships. So, you know, they kind of talk about maybe the challenges they're facing and ask for advice, and we get to, because relationships are always up and down. Yeah, so we need support sometimes.
Oh, yeah. When you say us, so you're in a relationship?
I'm not in a relationship.
Oh, okay.
Two of us in that group.
Oh,
yeah.
Right. So relationships are some of the things that come up.
Definitely.
This is very interesting.
And we also get to discuss women. Like the other day we were talking about Sophia.
You see? Really? Men also, kind of like gossip.
No, we don't gossip.
All right,
so
we just talk about women.
Sophia.
Yes.
I'll tell you personally, not on TV.
All right.
Wow.
But that
information. And what is the age group of this Wanaume? I want to see if there's potential.
Actually,
it sounds like this men in town.
This men in town, fresh group.
You guys are going on and on about it. Can we move on?
No, I'm excited about it because I have not heard of this before. Sharon, isn't it interesting?
Man, you know what we should start?
Really, guys?
Yes, and Sharon, Diana, you know, get a bunch of us. So when do you guys meet?
We have a WhatsApp group, so whenever we are not able, because all of us are actually working, so whenever we're not able to meet, we chat up. Yeah.
Sharon, that is happening after the show. Let's support that group, Wanawake.
Gonna be joining you guys for
a
little.
It really is interesting, but I like that at least there's that, because sometimes I find that many men will have, you know, going through stuff, and they will not talk in trying to be macho, that I'm a man. But hey, so
much as we joke about it, I think it's a cool thing.
Actually, let me tell you, in fact, before I joined this group, I wasn't able to share anything that, you know, I would go through. But then after we got into this group and I started seeing that, hey, I'm not the only one who is facing such and such a challenge. So at least it helped me, like, open up.
That's cool. I like that. I like when you have a safe place where you can talk and be support group. Sharon, who is Sharon other than the news person you see?
Oh, that's a book, baby. Maybe you want to
start writing and reading. What she's into?
I'm a lot into arts, and if I wasn't doing this in my other life, I would be perhaps a musician, perhaps a dancer. I love writing as well. I don't write as much nowadays, which is sad, but I was a lot into poetry and all that stuff. So yeah, I'm this girl who loves having a big appreciation for performing arts, that is dance and music. Actually, I've done a few things in music.
Okay.
By a few, I mean very few.
The clarification, very few.
Yeah, because I used to, at a moment in time, I was hosting karaoke somewhere, and I actually missed that a lot because I really love. I love
singing.
That. Yeah, I do love singing.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I must have been to karaoke with Sharon, and we have sung together.
Yeah.
She sings good.
The we is kind of put to question, but
we can do a number.
Just something short.
At your number.
That's That's what they say.
Number
We're going to call Sharon and Sophia. They have a number. Sharon and Sophia, I'm happy.
And then they're like, number 3.
Number 3 DJ. And then your delay is not coming up. Anyway, the most embarrassing thing, Sharon, you've ever... I'll tell you one that happened. I remember with this group for me, set up. I was doing this course, and I don't know why I decided to sit. People were standing, but there was this, I think I was tired. So there was this seat. Little did I know the reason nobody had sat on it was because there were some issues. So yeah, you know.
What issues?
Well, I think it didn't have one. Is it called a leg?
Let's just go.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I can only imagine.
Yes, so that was quite embarrassing and funny at the same time. What else has happened that was embarrassing? Anyway, yeah, that's mine, one at least.
For me, I still debate whether it was embarrassing because out of it I actually got something.
Yeah.
Like back in high school, I was in Moi High School, Kabarak, you know those guys.
Yes.
And I was a lot into drama festivals and poetry and all that. So we had this inter-house music festival. And I was the soloist for this traditional, you know, those traditional dances we used to do in high school. And so you had these traditional costumes, and the costume was, I had a lasso just over here on my bust, and then those sisal skirts.
Yes.
So that's all I had up here. So I'm there, you know, doing my thing, so leading us into victory and all. And then dancing zealously. So little did I know, like Kabarak has this big auditorium, so the place was so full, and guys were like really cheering zealously. And I think, oh, I'm better than I thought. Better than I thought. Yeah, lo and alas, the lasso that I had on my bust was like falling. It had loosened up, and I think I was so lost in the moment, I wasn't even feeling it. Sharon was like, I'm like, yeah, and you know, the more they're cheering, the more. So what happened is, we were dancing in rows. So I just had a moment of you have to go around and go behind the dancers. So one of them just came and pulled me to the side a bit and tightened it.
Oh,
and then I was like, oh, because it was actually on the verge of just exposing the
fundamental.
Yes, so I get back to the front, and the song was just ending, and then you know it's a mixed school, so all the boys were like,
and so
they were like, yes, it was very embarrassing, but out of that I got an adjudicator's award because they thought I knew this was happening, but you know in drama they tell you to just keep going, so they thought I was just keeping going despite. So like,
my gosh,
so I was like, yeah, the hero of the
lemonade,
and we won.
So there you go.
Because of you, yeah.
Because of Sharon.
I want to believe that.
Very passionate. Dancing,
and
right?
exposing.
Remember those days? What about you?
Off the top of my head, I used to be press club chairperson back in high school, and so it was my day to read news in front of the whole school assembly.
Wow.
So on this given day, apparently I had a cold and I didn't know. So I there introduced the stories we have, and then in the middle of reading, this is going to be disgusting, but mucus, just from nowhere, just started. From nowhere? Okay, of course from my nose, but I don't know where it came from, but it just started like dripping. Oh boy. So I'm reading, I'm like, so today we have, and then I'm pulling it back, I read like 3 words, and then
it's one of those that just don't come back.
Yeah, it's not going back, so I was just I'm very serious, this happened. So I didn't want to look at everyone, because now they are wondering, what's wrong with this guy? So I continue. And our next story.
So at some point did it just, you know.
Luckily, I quickly thought and told I signaled my friend and pretended like I was having a headache. So he came and took me from the assembly and took me, and they pretended like I was staggering, and then he took me off the assembly ground. And then after that he burst out so loud because, you know, he knows me too well, so he knew what was happening. Luckily, at least nothing fell onto the paper that I was reading. Yeah.
You know, I I foresee a news anchor being made out of you. I hope you'll never have such an experience on live television. Like, good
In
morning.
your quest for informing the
Public, I know. Wow, that is quite something, Ian, and the dramatic way in which you handled it. It was a good way. Childhood memories. What are some of those things you miss now? I remember Bano. I remember Kati. Rounders. Okay, pretty much the same thing. Football. I played football. Did I ever tell you how my career in football ended?
No.
I had a career.
Right.
You.
Well, it was budding.
Please,
Do
legs.
tell.
Seriously, I used to play football in primary school. I was in Lavington Primary School. And we had this huge game with a neighboring school. So I always was a striker. Yes, but on this big day game, the games day where we were playing, I was told I have to defend. Okay, the defender was missing in action. So we go to the school, it was huge, everyone is there cheering, mini pressure, we have to win this. Long story short, so I'm at the defense, the game is going on, the cheers, everything. The opposite team starts coming, forging forward, they're about to score. And I'm thinking, oh God, it was just me, the goalkeeper behind, and I'm thinking, this cannot go. That chick shot the ball. So the next thing, as I'm thinking very quickly, the ball is flying. And I'm like, I can't jump that high up to, head it away. You will not believe what I did. And I don't even know how it happened.
What did you do? Did you do a
My
flip?
hands just went up. And I held the ball.
Oh, my.
Like there's no way you're getting past me.
I know, like there's no way. Yeah, you can imagine
I
how
think it's one of those
everybody
things
was
that just
upset.
happen out of, reflex.
Yeah.
You're just thinking this ball
I know.
is not getting past me.
I know, like, I think people should have looked at it from that angle. That Sophia was so passionate about,
Exactly.
they're not going to beat us. I'm going to get this ball no matter what.
So how did you get off from that?
Well, was it a red card you're given? I was gotten off the, it's out, and they
No,
got a
like
penalty
with
and they
your-
won. Yeah, they were very pissed. People were very upset with me because we lost. It was a big game.
Is that
and
when
I
you
never played football
took on
again.
table tennis? Because I know
Yes, then I took on table tennis after that. I was really good. Still out table tennis. Anyway, your memories. Some of them, yes.
My memories were Chababa and Chamama. Like, you guys know that.
Yes.
I don't know what you guys used to call it, but I remember this
Chambari.
one time,
Chababa and Chamama.
Yeah.
Yeah.
we decided to try and cook a skuma.
Right.
Yes, and I think we were around 7 or something, 7 or 8 years or something. Must have been class 3. Yeah, but it didn't go well. Like we cooked it, but it was still raw. But then we ate it. So that night we were nursing stomach pains and
Oh my gosh.
yeah,
Oh
diarrhea.
my goodness.
But now that
You
you
have
talk
quite some crazy weird stories here, and I
I
must
was
say.
a naughty one, I must say.
You were?
Yeah.
Sharon.
Yeah, now that it talks about this, actually, one of the memories I have is my elder brother is like my best friend, is called Charles. So what I remember is when we were young, I was in class 1 and I think he was in class 2 because he was just a step ahead of me. And our parents were away, so we'd come back home after school at about 1 p.m.
Right.
And he knows that I have to take my lunch. So he's there, he knows there's this concept of cooking ugali, yeah? So, and there's that jiko over there and everything. So he puts everything, he puts the coals, the charcoal there and puts water and just starts cooking. But there's no fire and the water is not boiling, but he starts stirring it. And he's really determined that I should have my lunch. So of course now we laugh about it, but that's actually very sweet because he thought that I have to make some lunch for my little sister. And that's just one of the memories. I think I was quite the introvert as a child.
Yeah.
I didn't play a lot of this out.
Yeah.
I didn't play a lot of these outdoor games. I was always there with my novels and the TV, and actually I'd be kicked out a lot just to go and socialize.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's talk about role models. Now that about a year, it's been what?
7 months.
7 months into this. Who is that person in the industry you look up to and think, this is one of the best in the business, or just a general role model, the pro you look at and think, yeah, they teach me a few things that I'd want to measure up to or, become?
You wanna go first?
Okay. For me, the first person is John Allen Namu. And I think I
hope John is watching.
I like how he does his stories and with so much passion, and the message is so clear, like everything comes out so good. And right from, I can't remember when, I've always admired what he does. Actually to a point that guys at Daystar would refer to me as John Allen Namu Jr. And when I came to the newsroom, it was the same. But then I was sharing with Sharon the other day, it is a good thing and a bad thing at the same time. Good thing because when people compare me to him, I have the potential. Bad thing is that someone would say that I would like to be like him in terms of be so much like him until I become like him. Does that make sense? Yeah. So I need to, someone needs to find their own shoes and their own paths. Like he does investigations. I don't think I would do that. I'm more into human interest stories. And when it comes to anchoring, that would be Mark Masai. I think he reads really good. Really good. Yeah.
And generally in life, like just one of those peeps you feel, and you can take a moment to think about that one. But yeah, he's an excellent journalist, I must say. And when he came for the Friday chat the other day, and I was just putting to him, I remember watching him when he began, and he's come a long way, and it's taken a lot of hard work to be where he is. An excellent journalist, CNN award winner as well. So, and I guess for you, the same would go, that, put in the work, you'll reap the fruits, yeah?
Definitely.
So, you're not going to be little John Allen Namu, you're going to be the Ian Wafula. So there's going to be other kids in school.
Sophia's on fire today, I must say.
I'm preaching right now. Receive this message. This right now is coming.
Claim it.
It's a word.
Amen. Claim it. How I can answer that question is I pick up, there's a lot of skill, especially in our newsroom. We have excellent features reporters, Catherine Omwanto, Angel Katusia, Wilkes Tanyabwa. We have very seasoned anchors like yourself, Edith. So what I endeavor to do is just pick up a little of this from just spending time and see how you're doing your thing and all that, because it's always important to learn from those people who've gone ahead of you. They have the experience and all that. And so it's really helped just rubbing shoulders with these very skilled people.
Awesome. General person that you think is super, super duper in the world?
Oprah Winfrey.
Yeah, she is. Amazing super duper.
Yes.
That one is, I doubt, contentious issue. Everyone would agree.
Exactly.
Yeah, Ian?
I'm yet to...
There's no super duper person in the world, you'd think?
Not off the top of my head.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's let you go think about that. I want to bring this to a close, but what is amazing about having you guys on the show today is because you're just, you've come into this, it's still early on your journey into journalism. I'm talking like I've been here for 20 years. It's still also early on for me. But there are very many guys watching, and constantly, I'm sure, here at KTN, they're receiving, demos. People want to be news anchors, they want to report, they want to tell stories, they have those passions. What is your message? What is it you'd tell somebody now in a university somewhere, college, still studying, to focus on and to keep their eye? Where should they keep their focus?
In fact, I wouldn't start at university. I'd start back in primary school, because I was a victim of the way teachers don't have belief in students who perform average or below average. Actually, time to time when I meet with my former primary schoolmates, they don't believe that I've made it this far, because I used to be an average student, and teachers would not, some teachers, especially like my maths teacher, did not show this believe in me, and this affected me. So I want to tell teachers that they should believe in these children who don't do good, because it starts from there. It starts from you empowering them. And luckily, I managed to make my way. Like I just, thanks to God, I gained confidence in myself and all that. But otherwise, I think it was quite a tough moment for me. So for the kids who are average and below average, you can make it. You don't have to be really good in class. You can be good practically and in other areas.
Awesome.
Again, just following your passion and your talent. Just know which side you're actually inclined to in terms of excellence. It doesn't have to be book-wise and all that, because people make it in these other things. So my advice would be, particularly for because it actually gives you this hands-on experience that are very relevant when you come out here. And then it's not as easy, it takes a lot of work, so that passion again helps, because you put in a lot of hours into it, and if you don't have the passion, you'll just really, you'll be frustrated.
You'll be frustrated, yeah. And there'll not be much in terms of where you can get to. Passion, hard work, commitment, consistency is all part of what is the ingredients that are needed to make a good out of everything and anything you want to do in life. Sharon Omani, Ian Wafula, it's been awesome. Thank you for joining us on Morning Express, and
for having us.
The Friday chat. It was great, and we wish you the best. We're going to be cheering you on, and
thank you.
We look forward to another Friday chat several years on, and see how your guys are progressing.
Thank you.
Yeah, and guys love you as well. Ian Wafula here. Somebody says here, Nemo, futuristic. And thank you very much for watching the show this morning. We appreciate you taking the time. Friday it is. Enjoy your weekend. On behalf of the great team that makes the show possible, we are glad you could join us.